Hey guys, good morning. This is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. It is 7/22/2025, and I want to go over the two bar combos. For those who are looking for simple and straightforward entries, we will have this algoed on the Trader Assist here in the next few days. So let me just jump into it. So first I want to show yesterday's trades. So the idea behind it is, look, the chart can get pretty busy in terms of levels and support levels from the hourly and what we're looking for in overall strategy. But if I needed to nail it down to just, hey, I need one trade, right? So first I'm going to show on the 24, and then I'm going to go down to the 18 tick and show it there, right? So I'm just going to go through yesterday first, and you'll notice the trade I took right out of the gate in the room was white bar down, white bar up. Okay, so I'm not even going to add the channels or anything else. I'm just going to go quite simply white, green, 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 white, white, those combinations, right? So this wasn't at the turn per se, but I still would have attempted it. So I'm just going to show everywhere where it's at without any context. So white bar down, green bar up. If you believe we're in trend up and we're going to continue, and that was right at the edge of the envelope, but again, all you were able to get is one bar on this, right? The ideal is when it's coming down below the fourth channel. So white, green, again, not at the fourth channel, one bar lift, coming down, coming down, coming down. You'll notice, for those of you who like to short, it's also a strong short entry. I don't short or suggest shorts, but white, green. Here's white, white. That was a stop. Again, your better shorts are going to be higher in the channel. And then white, green to the downside. That's in Asia. Gave the move to the downside. And then as you continue through the overnight, what you'll see is, let's see if we got any here. White, green to the short side. Again, I strongly suggest you stay with the long side of this formula, but that's where the trade is, right? So the next thing I want to do is I want to go through the week. We're back through last week really quickly, and it has been slow. But I'm going to go back to 7/14, and I'm going to run through these on a 24-hour basis. So we'll start just 7/14 midnight, white, white. White, green. It's probably easier if I put a square around it for y'all. Green, green. Don't want to miss any. And you'll notice it doesn't give you all trades or all turns, right? It's being able to focus on one very specific algo, white, white. Again, the shorts are harder than the longs by a significant amount. White, white. By the way, this one survived, but if you just get nicked out on it and it traps back in like this, you should take that. And what you'll see is a lot of times, especially on the long side, it'll be the launch of a very, very large trade, right? So going through, we're still on Monday in Asia. Green, green. So here's a stop, white, white. Again, you'll see the trap back in on that. If you're shorting, you're going to have to be prepared for stops. If you're shorting, I do not suggest it. White, green. Again, you'll see on green, white, on the short side, it usually needs the trap, right? You get a little bit of extension there, but you need the trap back in to make that trade work. White, green. Again, that's probably a stop for me, realistically. again, remember, I'm also lining these up with location as well, or I have a pretty good concept of where it's going to go, but I'll generally take it if I think there's going to be a conversation. I can tell you I would have taken this and I would have gotten stopped on this, and the reason why is we get the diamonds up and we would have had a retrace here. I would have gone long here, just pure and simple. I would have gone long. I don't mind the stops. I know I'm going to take some stops. On the short side, this is in Asia, light green. Again, the trap back in on that when it stops. The shorts are harder. I'm going to keep reiterating that, and I suggest you focus on the longs. Light green, again, I would have taken that with the diamonds down, diamonds up, white green. Not only would have I taken that, but I'll try to push those trades. I'd rather take the stop than not get this push, especially if I'm at support or if I'm in a trap, right? So then you start adding your hourly traps, so on and so forth, and they really become powerful. This doesn't count. You can see there's just a bunch of news here. You wouldn't have wanted to trade into that. And what you'll notice is if you get selective, right, like for example, you take this. This is a good stretch, and really what invalidates it is a close below. So we use the tighter stops, but the close below is what invalidates that. I definitely would have taken that trade. And the reason why is, again, the diamond's up, right? We're coming down, we get diamonds up, and I get white green. Whether I get stopped in that or I survive that, I'm going to take that again. Because this push, right, is from 76 to 32. It's a 60-point push, right? And by the way, if you look at that, the other way to eliminate the noise I'm going to show you in just a second is to push to a 32 tick. Will give you less noise. This is a stop right here. And I know this gets boring. I'm going to go through and show you how many of these work well, and then I'm going to make it's basically going to be a micro coaching session. Then I'm going to make some adjustments to this, right? So as we're going through, and this is all with regards to just your manual execution, right? We went a long time without any combos here. Long. Right, again, the push is significant. And long. So now you'll get the idea of what we're looking for. So next, if you take this chart, so I believe this is the same chart right here. Effectively, it is. Let me fix this. And now, if I go F5, I want to show something here. Data limiting, bar period. So if you'll look on the same concept or idea on the 32 tick, right, which is what this has the hourly levels laid over it. And what you will notice on the 32 tick, sorry, it's an algo from my other chart books, is that you get many fewer green white or white white. But when you get them, green green, green white. So this is for people who want slower trading, right, or more stable entries, right? So what you'll see is you get fewer of these. but when you get them, they are very powerful. Green and white, higher time frame, not lower, higher. A lot of times people want to migrate to the lower time frame to get more trades, right? So here's an example of a series of stops. 1, 2, right? So on the 32 tick, but most of the time when you're in location, you're getting that green white combo. Now it's harder to get it on the 32 tick, right? So you can see I'll go through a bunch of days and I just won't have it, but when I get it, and this applies both short and long, right, I get some really beautiful pushes to the upside, right? Green white, just size it correctly for the green, size it correctly for the size of the trade. And again, we will have this algoed and highlighted. Here's the stop if you took it to the short side, which again is harder than the long side. If you took this for continuation, you got stopped. Okay, so you're obviously, like, the first thing you'll see is, oh, I want it on, like, you're gonna start going, I want it on pushes down and then reversals, right? That's like the natural way to think about this. But look at the size when you're getting this. Look at the size of the reversals that are coming off this trade when you push down and then you get the green white, or if you're on the turn and you're at resistance and you're getting the turn, right? It's not a perfect entry, and I want to show you one of the advantages of being on the 32 tick, which is this. If you go back, say 200, we'll wait a second while this loads. And it should be here in just a second. It's thinking about it. So if you go back in time, so we had more volatility here, right? So again, you'll see when we have, so this is just random, 411 when we were in high volatility, right? So this is overnight, when we're coming down, and you'll see right here, white, green, green, white, green, that's probably a stop. That's a stop if you attempted to short back in. Again, you're in the middle of the channel there. Green up on top. I mean, it's clear the further out you are on the channel, the better chance you have of getting paid on that trade. Green, stop. Again, the shorts are harder than the longs by miles. Green, followed by white. White, green, you gotta love that one. White, green, again, when you're getting into this 4th, 5th channel area and it's giving you those trades, that is a thing of beauty. When you get this green, white down, and then you get the white bar up above it, that is a great long. I know that complicates the pattern, but it is. Again, white, green on the turn there. And you'll notice you're not getting a lot of trades, right? You're really just hunting down that specific pattern. And where a lot of the frustration comes is you won't always get the pattern where you want it. And you just have to, that's part of the deal, right? You're hunting a pattern and not really trading the market per se. This is a stop and you had to take the trap back in right at 9 o'clock. There's obviously econ there. You can tell by how many bars printed. So no big deal there. And this is the reason I'm showing this is a higher volatility white. White again. You'll notice repeatedly when you're getting these in the fourth channel, the size of the pushes that are coming off of these are so significant. When you get that, it's a really powerful combo. Try not to miss any here. White green off the fourth channel. Again, you don't have to have a million trades because that, like that one right there, just pushed 83 to 65. Right? It's a significant push. White off the fourth channel. So I think we got my point across. That's in the highest volatility that we had, and it was very good trading setup, right? So again, and then the last one I want to show you, here, I'm going to go back, and now I'm going to show you, just do 30 days, bar period, 18 ticks. So if you look, white green, that's was it midnight? Green here on the 18 tick. White green at 3 in the morning. And that's all we've had so far, right? And if you look back to yesterday, yeah, green, white, right on the top. A white-green stop there at 9:45. Again, getting it deep in the foot. Remember, the smaller the bar you have to go to, you really want to make sure you're lining up with divergences or pushes down on these small bars. It takes a higher skill set to go down in size, right? And when you're looking, you're not always going to get what you want. Let's see if we can get this anywhere in here. And this is showing up on the short side on the 18 tick pretty decently. There's the white green, white green. That was right at 9 o'clock. It's highly unlikely you would have taken that. It was on Friday. And then you'll see green white here overnight. This is going back into Thursday. There's white green. Again, these are the smaller the time frame you go to, you're going to have to adapt as to exactly what you want to see. It takes a higher skill set to go smaller in time frame because you have to keep oriented on what's going on the larger time frame. But you'll see, particularly overnight, when it's slower, white green, white. And if this seems boring to you, well, it is. Right? We're literally just going through and picking out a singular pattern. We're not trying to figure much out, right? We're just going, is the pattern there or is the pattern not there? And when does it appear and how do I take advantage of it? And so the first thing you see is on this 18 tick, it just doesn't appear as much. It helps you out when it's slower, but when it's, two things are the problem when you go smaller, which is, first of all, the pattern doesn't have to appear a lot as long as it's successful and gives you RR. But secondly, based on your time frames, it's going to give you smaller and smaller time frames as you go through and look at what you're looking at. As you go and hunt this pattern, right? It's going to give you smaller time frames. Now, the advantage to getting this on the higher time frame, right, is that you know that the pushes are more likely. The higher the time frame, the stronger the pushes. I think I've already established it's a strong combination of bars. So now what you need to do is establish that it's the higher time frame, the stronger it is, but some people are going to want to use a smaller time frame to reduce the stop size, right? So what I suggest is you line it up with support, resistance, 50, 60 retraces, and have an idea of where the overall market is going, and then execute from there. So anyways, my name is Simon. I'm a Trade and Perform coaching. I hope this helped. That's what I wanted to point out. Again, I'll be sticking to the 24 and the 32 ticks on these. I don't want to go smaller except to find the divergences, right? So anyways, that's my 2 cents. I will talk to you all later. Have a great day, guys.